Hi friends, my name is Kishore Ram. Came from Dr. BRACSWR Junior College in Chinnatekur. I am telling about Kreb cycle. First, we know the respiration. What is meant by respiration? Respiration is a process of to break down the food materials to produce the energy, like glucose plus oxygen to release the glucose plus oxygen is released the carbon dioxide and water 686 kilocalories energy. Next, in the respiration it has two types. One is aerobic respiration and another one is anaerobic respiration. In the aerobic respiration, the food materials are completely oxidized in the presence of oxygen to produce the energy. In the aerobic respiration, it has three types. One is glycolysis, second one is Kreb cycle, and third one is electron transport chain. The glycolysis is the first step of respiration in all living organisms. It occurs in cytoplasm. Of cell. In the glycolysis, the glucose molecules are converted into glucose molecules are converted into two molecules of pyruvic acid. Next, Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle is occur in matrix of the mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. In the Krebs cycle, the pyruvic acid is converted into carbon dioxide, water, and NAD and FADH2 enzymes. Next, third one is electron transport chain. It is also occur in mitochondria of the crystalline. The electron transport chain reaction is are the enzymes like NAD and FADH2 are produce the ATPs. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. ATP is used in all biological activities. ATP is not in a Now we discuss about Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle is a citric acid cycle. Is a series of enzymes which catalyzes the reactions. It occurs in mitochondrial matrix. In the Krebs cycle, the acetyl CoA, acetyl coenzyme of A, is oxidized to form carbon dioxide. The coenzyme of A is reduced in electron transport chain reaction. The Krebs cycle was discovered by Hans Krebs. Hans Krebs in 1930. For who postulated the detailed cycle, he was awarded Nobel Prize in 1953. The acetyl coenzyme of A are in the production of for each glucose molecules. In the Krebs cycle, 2 tons of is required to yield the carbon dioxide to yield the 4 carbon dioxides, 6 NADH, 2 FADH2 and 2 ATPs are formed. In the Krebs cycle, the 10 reactions are there. The Krebs cycle is also called as a tricarboxylic. Because in the presence of citric synthesis, the citric acid is formed. The citric acid has 3 carbons, So they are called as tricarboxylic acid cycle.
Carboxylic acid.
Step 1, condensation. Condensation acetyl coenzyme of A plus oxaloacetic acid plus water it forms the citric acid and coenzyme of A. This reaction is catalyzed the enzyme citric synthetase. Next step, dehydration. In the dehydration, citric acid is forms this is aconitic acid plus water. This reaction is also catalyzed the enzyme aconitase. Next, third one, hydration. Cis aconitic acid this forms isocitric acid. This reaction is also catalyzed the enzyme is aconitase. Next, fourth one, oxidation. Isocitric acid citric acid is forms to isocitric acid. In the isocitric acid plus NAD it forms to alpha ketoglutaric acid
Succinic acid.
This reaction is catalyzed. The enzyme is dehydrogenase. The 4 steps is over and remaining 6 steps are there. Next, 5th one is decarboxylation. The decarboxylation in the presence of decarboxylation, alpha ketogluteric acid plus carbon dioxide. The next step is oxidation 2. Alpha ketogluteric acid alpha ketogluteric acid plus NAD plus COA is forms succinyl COA plus NADH plus CO2. The next step is cleavage. Succinyl COA
GDP.
ADP plus PI.
Okay.
It forms to succinic acid plus ATP. plus CO coenzyme of A. It is in the presence of the catalyzed the enzyme is thiokinase. Next, oxidation. Succinic acid plus FAD forms in the presence of dehydrogenase. It forms to fumaric acid plus FADH2. The next step is hydration. Fumaric acid plus water it forms to malic acid. In the presence of fumarate, malic acid, it forms to malic acid. The last step is oxidation 4. Malic acid plus ADP, it forms to in the presence of dehydrogenase to form oxaloacetic acid plus ATP. So the Krebs cycle is over. In this reactions has followed on the Krebs cycle.
Where Kreb cycle takes place?
It goes place in mitochondrial matrix. Takes place in mitochondrial matrix.
End product of glycolysis. What are the end product of glycolysis?
Pyruvic acid, NAD plus NADPH plus H plus and ATP. Krebs cycle is a cycle of Krebs cycle is a citric acid cycle. It occurs in mitochondrial matrix. It is a series of enzymes that catalyze the reactions. It's called the Kreb cycle.
Each enzyme is oxidized to form CO2 and H2O. Each enzyme is oxidized to form CO2 and H2O.
Acetyl CoA, acetyl coenzyme of A. Acetyl coenzyme of A.
Between glycolysis and Krebs cycle.
Acetyl coenzyme of A. Thank you, friends.